The moment your eyelids open, greeting the dawn of a new day, you are not merely entering the mundane routine of life. You are stepping into a sacred space, embarking on a soul quest, a journey that demands not only your time, but your very essence. You are more than flesh and bones. You are a spiritual traveler on a sacred path. This is the true magic, the real quest. However, as you walk the spiritual path, you will face trials that challenge not only your faith, but your very core. One of the initial and fundamental tests is the ability to let go of your attachments. The concept is simple, but emotionally demanding. You see, we all have anchors, people, items, ideas to which we cling and think define us. These are things we love, things we think we can't live without. But the question is, can you let them go? Imagine your life as a tree. As you grow, you accumulate leaves. These are your attachments. They provide shade and beauty. However, they are not the core of your tree. God, always watchful, wants to see how you handle these leaves. Are they obstructing your view of the sky and preventing new growth? In a gentle but firm manner, God may shake your tree, forcing some leaves to fall. This is not to harm you, but for clarity, for the emergence of new leaves, for new possibilities. When you begin to believe that you cannot live without a specific leaf, you are sending a signal to God. It's as if you're saying, "This is it. I'm complete with this." God listens and may simply ask, "Are you sure?" You will then experience the loss of that leaf, that attachment. It's not a punishment, it's a lesson. It's God asking you, did the tree die when the leaf fell? Or did it make space for a new leaf, for fresh growth? Many spiritual philosophies, from Christian teachings on detachment to the Stoic practice of emotional strength, touch on this wisdom. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving or desiring. It means recognizing that your ultimate purpose is not tied to a temporary state of being. Your ultimate quest is for wisdom, peace, and unity with God, something that transcends any single attachment. So, where is your heart? Are you so consumed by the love of a single leaf that you forget you are a tree constantly growing in a vast forest? This test asks you to evaluate your priorities. Are you defined by the things you cling to, or by your ability to grow and adapt? To be in tune with yourself and with God. God is waiting to trust you with greater knowledge, a higher form of love, and deeper levels of awareness. But first, He wants to see if you are ready to shake off the old leaves and make room for new experiences. To be a tree that is part of a greater forest. You are not just a tree lost among countless others. You are the forest itself, alive and ever-changing. When you successfully navigate the test of letting go, you realize you are more resilient, more attuned, and indeed more complete than you ever thought. You are not your attachments. You are not your losses. You are the journey you undertake, a quest that is both sacred and enriching. Remember, you are not defined by what you hold on to, but by your ability to let go and grow again. When you do this, you become a beacon, a testament to the infinite potential of God's Spirit. You become part of something greater than yourself, something truly divine. And that is your true journey, a path free of obstacles, a path full of potential. You become part of God in motion, a sacred story unfolding endlessly. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, where the next dopamine hit is just a tap away, we find the concept of waiting increasingly challenging. We've been conditioned to believe that time is of the essence, that if something doesn't happen now, it will never happen. However, the wisdom of the spiritual journey leads us in a completely different direction. It whispers in our ear that one of the deepest tests we face in life is the test of patience, especially when we have to wait longer than we think we should. You see, patience is not just about the act of waiting. It's about how you behave while you wait. It's about maintaining a sense of calm, an appearance of peace, while the world around you seems to be rushing ahead. Nelson Mandela once said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." Similarly, patience is not the absence of desire or need, but the triumph over the hurried anxiety they often produce. So, why does God make us wait? Why do we face these moments where time seems to stretch endlessly before us, like a tunnel with no end, no light in sight? The answer is not simple, but it is deeply enlightening. These waiting periods are not empty. They are fertile grounds for growth, nurturing our soul and spirit. Consider the farmer who plants a seed and waits for it to sprout and grow. If he becomes impatient, digging it up to check, he disrupts the natural process. In the same way, every delay in our life is a gestation period, a time for growth within us to bloom and flourish. We are learning the art of resilience, fortitude, and most importantly, faith. God is not asking if you can wait. He's asking if you can do so with grace, with understanding, with a heart full of hope, rather than a mindset of despair. Instead of seeing waiting as affliction, view it as preparation. Imagine you are an artist, and each moment of waiting adds another brush stroke to your ever-evolving masterpiece. God is not withholding from you. He is preparing you for something that matches your readiness, your worthiness. Maya Angelou wisely stated, "All great achievements require time." Your goals, your dreams, your spiritual awakening, all of these are great achievements in the making. So how do we make this process of waiting more enjoyable, less distressing? We must learn to find contentment in the present moment. Zen masters speak of the beauty of the present moment, encouraging us to find peace and happiness in the now. When we are at peace with the present, the uncertainty of the future loses its frightening power. Instead of feeling like you're wasting time, recognize that you are gathering insights, building spiritual muscle, and enriching your soul. When you stand before a closed door, wondering when it will finally open, consider that each minute you wait in a state of patience is another layer of wisdom, another notch in your belt of resilience. When the door finally opens and you cross the threshold, you'll realize that the depth of your joy is precisely because you had to wait for it. It's a joy enriched by the process, deepened by patience, and elevated by anticipation. In a way, your life is not just the events that unfold, but also the intervals between them. So, when you find yourself in one of these intervals, waiting for the next chapter to begin, remember that this is not a pause. It is preparation. Every moment you wait is not wasted. It's invested. You're not being held back. You're being prepared for something so rewarding that when it finally arrives, you'll understand why every second of waiting was worth it. In the quiet moments, when you find yourself yearning for progress, remember that true progress is happening within you. Waiting is not the absence of action. It is a form of action, the silent and invisible development of your inner self. You are not just waiting. You are growing, learning, and becoming the person who will be ready when the right moment comes. And when it comes, you'll realize that you weren't just waiting. You were on a journey that made you who you are, a journey that made every moment worth the wait. The journey of life takes us through sunny meadows, but it also leads us into raging storms. It's easy to feel grateful and full of faith when the skies are clear. But what happens when the clouds gather, the winds rise, and everything around you begins to fall apart? It is in these very moments that the test of faith comes into play, not as a cruel exam, but as an important push for the growth of your soul. Imagine your life as a ship sailing the ocean. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, as the old saying goes. Now, picture facing stormy seas, where your boat is tossed from side to side, water splashing over the deck, and you feel lost in the endless expanse of water. It would be easy to abandon ship, assume it's sinking, and jump overboard. But faith is the compass that urges you to hold steady, to trust that your ship was built to withstand the storm. It's your conviction that the turbulence is not a sign of impending doom, but a passage to calmer waters. Think of the potter at the wheel, shaping clay into a beautiful vase. The clay is pressed, squeezed, and spun. If the clay had feelings, it would feel dizzy, disoriented, and probably wish to jump off the wheel. Yet, it is this process that turns a lump of earth into a work of art. Your trials and tribulations are much like that wheel. They are shaping you into a stronger and wiser version of yourself. The process is unsettling but necessary. Let's not forget the metaphor of the diamond. A diamond begins as a piece of coal buried deep within the earth. It is the intense heat and tremendous pressure that forge it into one of the most precious stones in the world. In the depths of your struggles, when you feel like you're being subjected to the harshest conditions of life, remember that this could be your transition from coal to diamond. You are not being crushed. You are being transformed. God is not trying to break you. He's pushing you to discover just how unbreakable you truly are. Consider also the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. The caterpillar wraps itself in a cocoon, where it practically dissolves into a goo before reorganizing into a butterfly. Imagine that moment of being goo, a time of uncertainty and darkness. Yet, it's that uncomfortable stage that leads to wings and flight. Similarly, when you find yourself in your own cocoon during your darkest hours, you are not unraveling, you are preparing to soar. The concept of faith is not limited to religion. Enduring faith is built not when the sun is shining, but when you have to navigate the darkest nights. It's your belief that daylight is just beyond the horizon, even if you can't see it yet. The challenges that test your faith are not punishments. They are initiations from God. When you come out the other side, you won't be the same person who went in. And that's the point. You will emerge stronger, wiser, and with a deeper connection to the essence of who you are and what you believe. So, when your world is falling apart, when it seems like God is against you, don't lose your faith. Hold on to it as if it were the lifeline that will guide you through turbulent seas. You are not just enduring hardship, you are gathering the tools and resilience necessary for the rest of your journey. It's not just about weathering the storm, it's about learning to dance in the rain. Hold tightly to your faith, let it be your umbrella, and remember, the storm is not here to stay, but the lessons you learn and the strength you gain will last a lifetime. Trust the process, even if it's hard, especially if it's hard. Because the version of you that emerges on the other side will be grateful for it. You are not just surviving, you are evolving, becoming a beacon that will shine even brighter in the darkness. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with those who may benefit. Your support keeps this content flowing. Peace, blessings, and God's grace to all of you.